Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we are back with some more What If History Started Over Again. Now last episode I forgot to save my map, so I had to redraw some of the borders here. So yeah, the borders look a little bit different, but let's not really spend too much time on that. We'll just say that they renegotiated the borders or something. Anyways, this is going to be the first episode in the series not focused on any of these guys. These guys are going to be out of the picture for this episode. And that's because it's focusing on up here, around this area of the world. What's happening around here? Let's get more in depth on these nations. These three nations are just going to be a part of this island chain of nations. But these are like the founding fathers of island nations, even though they're all sharing an island. This will lead to some pretty big stuff happening soon, as others would see, wait, they're doing well while living on islands, why can't we do the same? But not before long. You know, I don't even have a name for these people yet. They just go down and start colonizing all these islands, because, you know, why not? If you have the boat power to, might as well. So we're going to have a few new countries break out. There's going to be one pretty massive one right here. It's a little close to that green. I think it's different enough. So this nation's springing up, and only two other nations springing up around here. And then the rest will be basically all game for colonization. Historically, these islands are very, rich in resources and people, so I feel like they would make their own nation. This color, I guess. They'll include these islands. And it is different enough from any color before. Okay, the last new nation is, you guessed it, going to be situated around here. It'll be not that big, it's just a little nation here. Kind of like a plug for boats. Although, whoever gets right up here, either Strait of Malacca, would be really wealthy. But since nobody's smart enough to go find it, nobody knows about it. Too bad, too sad. They're going to be gray, I guess. So now we get these new countries here. What else is going to happen? This would cause the Great Island Colonization period, which basically means that they're racing to colonize all the islands and land. And at first, it's going to be a race between the green and the yellow. As the yellow start invading, or start going through, and colonizing where the Philippines are nowadays. And this is happening between decades and decades. Don't think of this as just like a 1 year spree. This is happening through decades. So they just start wiping down places here, and the name of them, you know, motherland. They'd eventually get around here, or they'd find out about this strait which they're gonna call the Greenland Strait. But now the question arises: do they have the power to control all of these colonies they wanted to go get? Well, yes, they've been there. I don't think they can maintain all these colonies. So they just went and basically searched around is all they could do right now. But now people know of the land over there, which will make it highly desirable in the future. But these green people can colonize this land and take this land. And these people can pretty much just take half of what would be the modern day Philippines, if not most of it. Just not this main island here. This island up here is safe, I guess. Now if we look at the world map, it's starting to look more and more filled out. Now this is both a good thing, because it shows that the series is progressing, and it's also a bad thing, because the series could be progressing a bit too fast. I don't think it is. I think that we're going just about right. But now, I'm going to shock you. There's actually humans elsewhere. Yeah, you didn't guess that right. Well, there's going to be some in the Americas over here, and they're going to create the first nation over here in this hemisphere. Of course, they're going to be around the water, because that's where all the people are. It's going to happen in North America, around where Mexico is, and it's going to be that color. Has that color been used? Yes, it has. So I can't use that color. That green's a unique enough shade. So we have a new country existing over here. Their goal is to just, survive around the waters. But they'd most likely, if they had goals for expansion, I'd have to say that they'd go around these territories. But they're not really expansionist at all. They're just here to exist, not here for harm. At least not yet. But they're not the only other hemisphere or continent that will have a new nation. Around Egypt, we have a nation around the river, the Nile River, which is probably renamed in this timeline. But yeah, new nation on the block. Amazing, right? 2 new nations on the block. What will you do? Watch for the history, I guess. It doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. All you need to know is that there's people over here and they just started creating civilizations. These civilizations are just a little step up from just bartering and trading. It's barely on the technicality of being a nation or country. Anyways, back over to the old world. Over here I will explain the governments of these countries. These 2 countries right here, their governments are going to be like democratic, while the yellow will be a very unpopular government type, and that is a monarchy. And you're like, wait, aren't you the guy that loves monarchies? Well, I like some monarchies, but monarchies ain't working in this setting. That's all I gotta say here. Monarchies are not up and hip at this time, guys. They're just not cool. Also, did I perfectly draw that border there? I'm getting up another map. There's no way I actually did that. I have to double check. Did I actually draw that correctly? It's a little bit off, but it looks realistic. I'd say this border looks realistic here. Although there is some wiggly and straight lines, though. But this Green Nation, what is this Green Nation's government going to be, you're wondering? Well, the Green Nation's government is democratic. Yeah. Democracies are a lot. These people, this Grey Nation, oligarchy. They're all about a group of rich people being like, yeehaw, we're here and we're making a lot of money. And then these guys, they're democratic too, while taking in some parts of the monarchist system. But now you're wondering what's these 2 people's governments. I will just quickly go over this. These people are ruled by a tribal leader, so basically just a democracy. And this is also a democracy, so democracies are winning over in this series. But I have a few more things I want to do before ending off this episode. And that is going to be with creating a few new countries, just to kick off the expansion in other areas. First of all, I'd feel that now that there's people over here, there would be a new nation around here. So now I need to find a bunch of colors. I'd say that one would work decently well. A lot of greens. Maybe that's because it's like one of the only colors I can find decently. We have another country here, and they're all about monarchies as well. They're like the 2nd biggest monarch state. And that's not going to go well for them either. So yeah, monarchies do not hit it well in this timeline. At this point at least. Maybe in the future it will go better. But these monarchies are just not doing good. Not in the slightest. And the final thing for this episode is going to be the last new country. And that's going to be around. It's going to be around here. Now what will this new country's color be? If you said weird, nearly ocean blue, then you're correct. That's way too close to the ocean. Is that better? Not really. That's the exact color of the ground. I guess that's the color for them, I guess. If you're wondering, they're an oligarchy just like these people down here. These gray people. Anyways, we've had a lot of expansion this episode, as you can currently see on the world map. I don't know. Give your thoughts in the comment section down below. You can write up some lore for these new countries here, if you feel like you want to. Wait. One last thing. Actually, forgot to do this, but it's been a requested thing for a couple episodes now. I will finally be introducing capitals. You heard me. We're doing capitals. Orange Nation capital, right there. These guys, I'd say, right there. Them, obviously, right there. These Tasmanian people. There, and there. There. We're gonna need orange for them, but their capital's there. There. And then we only got a few left. One there. So I'll make their capital orange so it stands out more. Yeah, their capital's right there. Their capital's obviously right around the water. So like, right up there. And finally, the last capital. I'll make orange right there. So now I've added all the capitals. You guys can name these capitals. I probably will forget the names of them, but hey, at least he can name the capitals now that there is capitals. But anyways, that's about it for this episode. If you watched it so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I want to get monetized, which means I need a lot of watch hours. So if you enjoyed this episode and haven't watched the episodes before, watch them, man. And definitely stay subscribed or check back in this channel for possible new episodes to come out. Yeah, there's going to be many more episodes to come. Anyways, goodbye.